Hey guys, what is the XMAXX factory hex, the 17mm from my Summit hex, a cordless rotary tool, and the XMAXX tire have in common? You cut out the hex, and then you just slide it over the Summit hex. And you just take about half of the thickness away where the hex comes through. And it fits in there nicely. The reason you have to take off the material from the wheel is so the nut will have enough to grab onto. And I didn't take so much away that it would, take away the structural integrity. Sorry. Of the wheel. Excuse me. And there you go. Holds the pin in for the most part. What I'll probably do is I'll probably stick something down on both sides, because I can't see which side is. Okay, I think it's that side where the pin screws in. I'll put something down in that hole so it doesn't back out as much and give as much wheel slop. I had the idea to try to use the sorry, I cut it down because they were all boogered up. So I cut it off. This is from the XMAXX. The hex goes right on it. And I was thinking of using this and figuring out how to put this on the Traxxas hub, but got a shortened EMAX shaft here. I set the camera down. We'll set it right somewhere, maybe there. Will that work? There you go. The only problem is I can thread it on. And it's threaded on. I mean, it doesn't come off, which I had to drill that hole out 5mm. It's not perfect, but it works. But the problem is, a lot of you know, one bearing in the axle carrier sits there. Oh, tire's trying to roll. Sits right there. And the other one sits right where the hex is, right there. So that's not really going to work. So that's why I did this. I'm going to do the other four, and then I'll give it a test, and I will let you guys know what happens. I may get the test on video, may not. As you know, it's going on my Summit. And yes, this is my Summit. Stretched. Tekin. Savox servo. I don't have the diff locks hooked up yet, but I'm hoping to get those hooked up soon, and I'm hoping to make a custom drive shaft for this thing eventually, for the center drive shaft. And just in case you guys missed it, I'll kind of... There's the bottom side. Super long drive shaft to the trans. It's not perfect, and it ain't pretty. But I don't care if it's perfect and pretty, because it's my rig, and I do what I want. So yeah, there's that, guys. I'm going to try to figure out how I can mount the XMAXX body on here. I really like that. But yeah, so there's that. I'm going to get this one put on, and I'm doing this. I know a lot of guys want to run the XMAXX tires on their stock Summit, and this may be a way to go. If you got a rotary tool and you have a steady hand, you got to have a steady hand to cut that 17mm hex out, which what I use... Oop, over the camera. Turn the camera around. I got this bit for the Dremel. I forget what it's called, but it's great for you taking away plastic. Do not use it on aluminum. And then I got the, here we go. Carving engraving set from Dremel. And I used this tiny little thing. The slightly bigger one. I use this one just to kind of clean up the hex a little bit and to get into the corners. It's not really that good for taking away plastic, but it helps. And then for getting everything nice and even, I use this one. It took me a couple hours just to do one, so that'll kind of tell you how long it could take. But yeah, there's that. What do you think? Let me know.